Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to maintain a simplified financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Well, hello everyone and happy Friday. Congratulations on making it to the end of another week. I know I'm excited. I'm looking forward to sleeping in tomorrow. Sometimes it's just the little things that make a big difference. I also really enjoy sleep, I think, more than probably normal people do. And so Saturday is always like, you know, the mecca of the week, the light at the end of the tunnel, the thing that thrills me more than is probably normal. Anyways, we've made it to Friday and I'm rambling. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be the weekly check-in. If you are new to my channel, to the zero-based budgeting system, cash stuffing in general, this is the video that I put up every single week whenever I can, where I hold my spending for the week accountable. Basically what that means is we're just expense tracking. But I say this all the time on my channel. If you can have the best budgeting plan in the entire world. If you're not tracking your expenses and holding yourself accountable for what you spend throughout the week, that budgeting plan is not going to matter. You have to make sure that you are tracking your expenses and you are staying inside of the budget that you have for each of those criteria. The zero-based budgeting method for us just really works to employ our dollars in a meaningful way and to make sure that different life categories and spending categories are attended to all the time. And so that's what you're going to see in today's video. It's also a fun opportunity for me to just kind of catch up with you guys. I generally tend to be a little chattier in these videos because we're talking about expenses. We're talking about what we buy. If you've been watching my channel, you know that my goal personally is to spend more intentionally this year. I'm a person who enjoys updating her wardrobe on a regular basis. I'm not a trendy person by any stretch of the imagination, but I like clothes, and my goal for this year is to spend my money more intentionally on quality pieces that will last a long time. So classic items that are higher quality than, like, say, Target or certainly Amazon. I'm so sorry if this offends some of you. I would not buy clothing from Amazon. There's several reasons for that. One, it's usually made in China. I try to avoid buying anything that is made in China whenever possible. But two, it's usually got polyester in it. Like, the clothing has polyester in it, and polyester is so bad for you. So anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, but in these videos, I do discuss obviously every purchase that I make. If I've made a clothing purchase though, I've promised this content for you guys. One, I still have a video that has to go up of like what is in or what's on my clothing wish list for the year as a person who is trying to spend more intentionally. That video is going to be coming to you guys. And then probably once a quarter or so, I will update you guys on what I have purchased from that list in that quarter. Even if it's not from the list, I will still include the purchase because since my goal is to spend more intentionally, and you'll actually see this today, there are some items that I will pick up that aren't going to be on my list, and for good reason. I'll explain that a little bit further because I do have an item that I've purchased that is in my expense tracking for today. So now that I have rambled on incessantly, I am going to go ahead and grab my budget binder here and get down to the expense tracking. I'm like really tight in here. Actually, I'm going to scooch these guys back. I don't even need them right away. My plant is back after having been not on the channel for a little bit of time. This is not October. Here we go. Okay, so this is my expense tracking page. By the way, my budget planner is still not listed in my shop. It will be, but the expense tracking, if you are a person who just wants to print or download and print your own stuff, I do have this available as a single digital file that you can buy from my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is always listed below in all of my videos. I hand make the products that you see here, well, the handmade products. So the budget planner is my design. I'm working with a third party to be able to get that up in my Etsy shop, and like the cash envelopes and the dashboards are mine as well. I don't sell the binders because, oh, that was my oven yelling at me. I had forgotten that quickly that I put something in the oven to warm up for myself to eat. Anyways, what I was saying is I don't sell the binders in my Etsy shop because I don't like to sell things that I am not making myself because I can't guarantee the quality of them. So you won't see stuff like that in my Etsy shop, but there are 1,000,001 Etsy shops that sell binders. You can buy these on Amazon. I'm pretty sure they are made in China, even though I just went on a tear about that a second ago. Either way though, my Etsy shop is always linked below if you're interested in any handmade budget goodies. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab out the expense tracking pages from in here, and we will get down into the actual expense tracking. All right, so I'm all zoomed in here, and I'm just gonna wow, I lost all of my English there. I'm just gonna jump right into the expense tracking. There's not too many expenses, but, or nothing that requires like intensive explanation, but I just wanna kind of get into it. So there will be a few medical expenses. If you guys were around here a couple weeks ago, you know that Mr. Simple had to go to the emergency room twice inside of like a few days. And so there are some like medical follow-up things. So first we just have this quick CVS purchase. It's coming from medical. It was just $3. I literally don't even remember or know what this is for, but it's an expense we've got to track. So I've got to return that cash. Next up is a Skims purchase. This one was for me specifically, but because it's underwear, it comes from like the family. I mean, I said that I would pay for half of it, and then the other half of it will come from like the family clothing budget. That's generally what we tend to do around here. If we've got necessities, so to speak, so like t-shirts, socks, underwear, things like that, we will pull that from the general clothing fund. And so that's just how we handled it. So the total purchase was for $46.56. It is absolutely insane to me, the shipping charge that Skims has. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It's like $7 or something for shipping. And I'm like, okay, but underwear weighs next to nothing. So I don't understand it, but here we find ourselves. So we split the purchase. 23 of it is going to be coming from clothes, and $23.56 is coming from hers. I'll be returning $24 to the bank. Next up, we have an Amazon purchase. This was, I actually got a lighter. So it's one of the rechargeable ones though. This is like one of those things where if I can find a product, and I'm actually thinking about making like a short / reel for Instagram for this, for like things that I've spent money on that actually save me money. Cause I feel like those are that's like a helpful sort of thing to know. Like, there are certain purchases that I have made over the course of time that have saved me money in the long run. And so this is one of those things that I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I mean, how much do you really spend on like matches or lighters? Probably not a lot, but this is a rechargeable lighter that I got for $9.19. I'll go ahead and leave it linked down below for you guys if you are interested. I've seen these like come across my socials over the course of time, and I was just like, I need to bite the bullet on that one. So that's what I did. And I'm pulling it from home maintenance. Next up, another Amazon purchase. This is coming from household. It was $16.23, and I cannot remember what it is, but I'll be returning $16 to the bank. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm still in frame here. Yeah, I can't remember what that was for. And next up, this was like a follow-up doctor visit for Mr. Simple, just to make sure everything was a-okay. $50 is going to be coming from our medical envelope for that. And then I got, so this was Blue Land, is a company that makes clean dishwasher pods. They're not really pods because it's not got like the plastic coating that a lot of pods have. This is literally just like condensed powder. So there's no plastic cover on it, but it's clean, it doesn't have toxic ingredients. And for a, what is it? I guess like a 3-month supply. It's actually more than this. So I had gotten a refund sent to my PayPal account. And so, the part of the expense for this was covered by that PayPal refund. But either way, Mr. Simple and I worked it out, and the total charge is $30.12, and I'll be returning $30 to the bank. Next up, we've got like a couple of like gifts and birthday party related expenses. My daughter's birthday was earlier in the week, and so we were taking her somewhere, but we still like got gifts for her and got like little cakes for her classmates and like balloons and candles and all that kind of stuff so we could celebrate at home. And then anything that was like birthday related, like if I bought supplies to make her something, I also pull that from like either gifts or party. So that's just how we choose to do it. And so this one was actually for our gift to her, one of the gifts for her. It was $41.12, and I'll be returning $41 to the bank. And then again, this was another Target purchase. This one breaks down into a couple different categories. So it's $49.20. $24.20 is going to Partay, and so I'm going to be returning $24 to the bank. And then here, let me flip over because I put the rest of it back here. Okay. So $10 came from gifts, and then $15 came from grocery. Next up, and I'm actually remembering now, I didn't actually write this purchase down because I just pulled the cash and put it into our close envelope. It's again how we handled a weird discrepancy we had with a return that actually it wasn't a return. I'll give you a little bit of an explanation for what happened. So I ordered a pair of jeans from Madewell. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me rewind. I use a cashback app called Rakuten. I have my referral link listed below if you've never heard of it and you're interested in signing up for it. But basically, you can purchase things through the app. So if you go into the app, you can like type in what you're searching for, like if you know the brand or whatever. And then you will get, depending on which retailer you're going to, you'll get certain percentage of cash back in your Rakuten app, and they pay you out cash once a quarter. So I got my once a quarter payment sent into my PayPal account. That's what I was talking about earlier with the Blue Land subscription that I have. So after that deposit hit, I didn't realize it was staying in my PayPal account because sometimes returns will go straight to my bank account through PayPal, but it will still end up in my bank account. This one sat in PayPal, and I didn't realize that because I'm not going into the PayPal app and like checking it every few days. So that when I made a purchase from Poshmark for some Madewell jeans, that money came from the money that was sitting in PayPal. So I had to, now our intent the entire time was to take that money and put it in our clothing envelope. So what I did was I took my money that was in my envelope and I put that into our clothing envelope. So that sort of covered that expense because that's what happened here, because they're my jeans and I needed to pay for them. But there's something else that I wanted to mention to you because I also had a goal of not spending impulsively and purchasing things that I'm making lists of, like higher quality items, just like I was mentioning at the beginning of the video. And then I will go over with you guys what I purchased like over the course of a quarter. These jeans were more along the line of an impulse purchase, but there's an explanation for it. So I have a bunch of jeans in my closet that are too big for me now. I lost a little bit of weight over the course of like the last year. It's not like unhealthy weight. It was intentional weight that I've been working to just kind of trim down my body and all of those things. And so the jeans that I have now are too big for me. And so my goal is to go through my closet here in the next few weeks and pull out all of the jeans that are too big for me, list them on Poshmark, and make that money, and then put that in my savings or my spending envelope so that it can go toward my more meaningful purchases for quality items that are going to last me the test of time, et cetera, et cetera. However, if you know anything about Poshmark, it's sort of like you can hope that you'll find exactly what you want when you're ready to look for it. But if you do see exactly what you want, you kind of want to snap it up right away, because you might miss the opportunity to buy the item that you want to put in your wardrobe. And so for me, that was the intent behind this purchase of jeans. It was on the impulsive side, but it was also intentional, because I'm replacing a pair of jeans that no longer fit me with a pair of jeans that do fit me. And so I haven't sold so it was a pair of white jeans that I was purchasing in my new size from Poshmark, but I haven't sold the white jeans in my old size yet. So it's impulsive, but it's also sort of necessary, because I mean, do I need white jeans? No, I could go without white jeans, but I want to replace the ones that I'm selling. So that was a purchase that I actually didn't record, because again, it fell into that weird, like the money was pulled from my PayPal account, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I'm in the interest of accountability, I'm telling you about it because it was a purchase that was made. And I don't want you to think that when you see like my envelope and it's empty, that you're like, well, Veda, what the heck? You're spending impulsively. I'm not. Technically, it was a pair of jeans that I wanted to replace with a pair of jeans that I already have, because they don't fit me anymore. So anyways, moving right along. So that happened. And then also I have an Amazon purchase here for shipping supplies for my Etsy shop. If you've ever ordered anything from me for my Etsy shop, I like to put these little flower stickers on my packaging. And I ran out of those. And so I replaced them. The total was $15.14, and I'll be returning $15 to the bank. And then we have another Target purchase. This one was for $27.40, and it's all coming from Partey, because this was like a bunch of little things that I purchased for my daughter to just like have here to wish her like a happy birthday. And so that purchase was for $27.40, and I'll be returning $28 to the bank. And then I think this is last up. Yeah, last up for the day. Mr. Simple needed to buy some new white shirts white dress shirts to go with suits and things like that. He doesn't have to wear a suit all the time, but he does every now and then. And his white shirts were like hurting. He really needed some new ones. So the total purchase came to $123.41. And just like with underwear and things like that, this is a necessity, but this is a lot of money to spend in one fell swoop. And so Mr. Simple was like, we'll pull some of it from his personal spending and some of it from clothes. And so 60 is coming from his personal spending and $63.41 came from clothes. I'll be returning $63 to the bank. And that covers our purchases for the week. So what I'm going to do now is zoom you guys back out, and then we will do the cash unstuffing from my binders. Okay, here we are. So let me grab my calculator here. I'm going to just go ahead and zoom you guys through this. But what I do is I add up all of the money that I'm supposed to be returning to the bank so that I have a general idea of how much cash I'm going to have with me here at the end. And then, I know roughly what to expect. So I'll add all of this up, zoom you through that, and then we'll come back and get to the unstuffing. All right, so I should expect to have somewhere in the neighborhood of $411 at the end of this. I'm gonna go ahead and just make a note of that here so that I have a rough idea of what to expect. And then I also, on the side here, I have my bank return tracker. So what this is every time I pull money out of a cash envelope to take back to the bank, I notate that here so that I can update Mr. Simple about like the status of our envelopes and what we've reconciled and all of that sort of stuff. He does keep record of like all of our finances and stuff on a spreadsheet. And so the function of having this page, which was a recommendation from a subscriber, or the addition of this into my budget planner, was like the key element of making it easy to reconcile all of this stuff. So what I do is I start from high priority and I work my way down. And so let me just flip this back over. And first up is medical. I do know for sure that we do not have all of the money in the envelope that we'll need, but I will just deduct that from what I have to stuff for the remainder of the month. And that's just how we sort of handle that. So I got $3, $50, and that's it. So 53 from medical. You guys can't smell it because we don't have smell-o-vision, but oh my gosh, I am making bone broth right now and my house smells like a comforting winter meal. I make my own bone broth, I would say like once every couple months or so, from like the accumulation of all of the bones that we have, like just from any meat that I'm cooking. And oh my gosh, it's, first of all, it's so good. It's so good for you. Even if you just drank like a little bit of bone broth every day, it'd be really good for your gut health, but it smells so good when you're boiling it down. So anyways, 20, 40, 50, 1, 2. Oh, look at that. I did have the money. We have $2 left in medical. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this off to the side here. 20, 10, 1. So I was able to return all of that there. Oh, what's today's date? Babe. I don't know if you can hear me. Thanks. 221. Medical. All right, well, that's good news. Okay, so I will check off those expenses. And then we will go into clothes as well. So 23. And 63. So I need to pull 86 from clothes. 50, 70, 80, 5, and 6. And that leaves me with 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 10, 15, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So 128 left in clothes. Oh. So 128 left in clothes. I returned 86. I do it backwards because you guys know I will not remember this number of what the balance is since it's my most recently said number. I have a terrible memory in case you're new here. So clothes we've checked off. All right, let's drop down to our next category, home maintenance. I think there's just that one purchase for $9. Yes. So home maintenance, also in high priority sinking funds, $9. And I'll just do a 10, pull back a 1. And remaining, we've got 20, 30, 45, 46, 47, and 48. 48, I returned to 9, home maintenance. Okay, I'm gonna check that off. Household, so 16. Wait, what? I feel like there was more. There we go. Okay, so 46 from household. I knew I had 2. I'll be shy, but that's okay. So 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So, wait, how much did I say? 46. Oh, I'm 23 shy. Okay, so let me see how I can handle this. Well, here, I'll just put here. So I'm returning 26. There's 0 left. Household. What I may do is executive decision some cash over from toiletries. I don't like to do that but if I have to do it from time to time, it's not that big of a deal. Because I need to check, oh my gosh, my area here is getting a little crowded, but I can check and see how many. So, okay, so we're in February, right? Yeah, okay. And we've done, okay. So I still have then 2 more February stuffings and I am shy $23. So I will just cross both of these out. So 35 minus 23. So that leaves me with $12. So I'm just gonna put $12 in next week's stuffing and then no more cash for the rest of the month. And we'll see what that gets us. That's how we reconcile discrepancies, by the way. We really try not to go over budget from week to week, but if we do, it's not that big of a deal because our main goal is to stay in budget for the month. And so that's what I do. If there's a discrepancy from one week to the next, I just lessen the amount of money that I'm going to stuff it for the remainder of the month, if that makes sense. So that is those expenses held accountable. And then let me check and see. Oh, I do have, okay, hold on. Okay, I actually just had to go grab this cash out of my wallet. Ordinarily, I would like save ones that are left over from grocery shopping and put them in our dollar savings challenge, but I'm really trying to sort out my grocery spending right now because I'm trying to see if buying and grabbing meat on sale while it's on sale reduces our monthly grocery expenses before I feel the need to increase my grocery budget. So I'm returning all of this money to the bank to be accountable for groceries and just kind of see what I end up with toward the end of the month. I know that might not make sense, especially if you're new to my channel, so just ignore this portion if you find it confusing, but I'm returning $28 from grocery and just seeing what I end up with at the end of the month. So grocery, I returned 28 and there's nothing in the envelope here. Okay. And then that will like reconcile this grocery purchase. Oh, you know what? So minus 23, but then, so this is actually an additional 13 because it's more than I originally had sitting here to expect to have at the end for groceries. But again, I'm also reconciling grocery purchases that I haven't even written down here because again, like I said, our grocery budget is sort of up in the air right now because we're trying to figure out if this new way of shopping is going to impact our budget for the positive. So just ignore grocery right now. If you're confused, just pretend like this doesn't exist because I'm still trying to sort it out like in my mind and the way that I go about doing this. So that is going to do it, I think, for our high priority sinking funds. Let me, gifts, Parte, gifts, shipping supplies, Parte, his. Okay, so I'm going to go into low priority sinking funds now. Oh, let me put this back. And then first up there, we've got hers. I'm going to have a deficit, if you will, because like I said, I emptied out my envelope to account for the purchase of those jeans, which again seems impulsive, but it's actually a thoughtful purchase because one, Madewell jeans are the best jeans. I got these jeans brand new with the tags on, secondhand for like 35 bucks. And then it came out to 44 with like shipping and tax and stuff. So for me, it's worth it because I'm replacing an item that no longer fits me. So it seems impulsive, but it's actually not impulsive. But I don't have cash in here in my spending right now. So what I'm going to do is go into, again, the cash planning that I have here. and just not stuff it, or stuff it $24 less in the coming weeks. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh no, it's not. Okay. So I'm just going to do minus 24 here, and I'll figure out how I'm going to actually break down the stuffings. Oh, I just knocked into you guys. How I'm going to actually break down the stuffing in the next 2 weeks here. But let me just go ahead and put a check so that I know that I reconciled it from a stuffing standpoint, and then do minus 24 because that money will not be part of this 411 expected dollars. But Mr. Simple, I think there's only one, his purchase for $60. Yes, so that is going to come from his, and it's 60, so 20, 40, 60. And now in his envelope, he's got 20, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So he's got 40. We returned 60, his. All right, that is reconciled. And then the rest of this is holiday and or business. So let's pop in here first to holiday. And oh, I think gifts is actually the first one up. So let me see. I know that she's light, but I had planned to supplement it also with Etsy and YouTube this month. So we've got 10, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. And I am, let's see, so 41 and, oh, 10. So 51 I'm supposed to have. So 10, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so I am 22 shy. So minus 22, but it is reconciled. I'm returning 29, right? Yes, it is empty gifts. And like I said, I knew this was going to happen this month, so I supplemented gifts with Etsy and YouTube money. I just haven't stuffed it yet, so we don't have a deficit. We just don't have the cash right here in the envelope right at this moment. And actually, I said, what do I have? A $22 deficit. Let me just check what I had planned, if I had something planned for like the next couple of weeks for gifts. Oh, okay. So 20, so 15 and 10. What did I say? And 22. Okay, so actually, I just won't, I'll have like a $3 stuffing next month, or for the rest of the month, but that's better than I was anticipating, so that's good, that's good. Okay, last step is gonna be partay. So we've got, oh wait, let me reconcile that one. Did I do the other gifts one? I did. Okay, so 28 and 24 is $52 from partay. All right, so 50. The people can hear you walk. Shh. I'll bring back 3. 1, 2, oh, 1. Oh gosh, I grabbed more than necessary. Okay. So remaining in partay, we have 100, 50, 70, 90, 200, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So 213 left in partay. that does it. And then last up, I just have this one shipping supplies purchase from my business binder. I think I'm a little shy on this one too, but it's not a big deal. Oh, I'm like doing this off camera, like you guys aren't here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just $5 shy, but that's not a big deal. So I'll just put -5. I returned 10 from shipping supplies. Again, I'm earning money for shipping supplies throughout the month. It's not stuffed in the envelope yet, but that reconciles us. So I started with 411 minus 23 minus 24 minus 22 minus 5. So it's 337, but plus 13 because I returned more to grocery than what I wrote out that I needed to here. So I should have $350 sitting over here. So let's give it a count. So we've got 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300, 10, 15, 25, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Oh, okay, I still landed there. So $350 here, right? 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300, 10, 15, 25, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yep, $350. I did it. I know that this was such a wonky and roundabout way of getting to the final destination. I promise you that some of budgeting just works out this way. Sometimes it's really weird and you have to compensate for spending in funky ways. Not all of my expense tracking videos are like this. So if you're still learning, if this is confusing to you because of the way I had to go about doing certain things, I promise you that it doesn't always look like this. Keep watching content, watch more than one content creator, because sometimes the way that a different content creator will do a thing will make more sense in your brain. I always say that too. The point here is not for me to have a following. The point here is for you to learn something about budgeting and find a system that works for you. So if my content is confusing, look for somebody else. I promise you that there is somebody who does a thing out there the way that your brain will receive it. But also, not all of my expense tracking videos look like this. So stay tuned for another week where things will hopefully go smoothly and then it won't be confusing to you. That's what we hope anyway. But that is going to do it for me for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, I would love it so much if you would give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. I will be back with you guys again on Monday with the third cash stuffing of February. I know next week is the last week of February, but Mr. Simple gets paid next Friday. And so that technically is a Friday, or that is technically a February cash stuffing. So that's how we handle that. But yeah, we will be back on Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We have another low-key weekend planned. Our busy weekend is actually going to be coming up in 2 weekends when we celebrate our daughter's birthday. She wanted to go somewhere this year, so that's what we're doing. So we have one more low-key weekend before that happens. I'll probably be folding laundry. Let me know what your plans are down below. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to being back here with you again on Monday. Bye, everyone.